Hey there, everyone. That sexy nerd is back again. And we're watching Nostalgia Critic. He did Elf. I cannot believe it. I freaking love this movie, actually. I haven't seen it in a good while, but yeah, it's a very good movie. It's very enjoyable. Will Ferrell is so likable in that movie, too. He plays the titular elf, but he's a human. And, he's just tossed in the real world one day and is trying to look for his father. And man, it's a great cast, too. I think Mary Steenburgen is one of the parents. The James Caan is his father. The Santa was even I think. What was that? I can't remember who Santa was, and Zoe Deschanel actually acting like a human being. I mean, have you ever seen The Happening? Yeah, even Doug will agree. Like, Doug did The Happening, and I mean, come on, she's got like dead air and everything. I don't even know how everybody still likes her as an actress, but she was on A New Girl, this and that. I mean, I guess she did something, but I never watched 300 Days of Summer, I think it was. I never watched anything else with her, but like, honestly, after Elf, I mean, I don't know why she acts like a totally different. She even looks different in this movie, just because she's completely bomb. I didn't recognize her at first. Actually, I love this movie too, because there's a part, I have a really good memory with my father. We were watching it one time, and I started singing the song that they were saying, "You make me feel so young. You make me feel like spring has sprung." And my dad just turns to me and he says, "Wow, you actually know that song?" I'm like, "Of course I do, Dad." And he didn't know, though. I heard it on Family Guy. So, I mean, you got to get your culture somewhere, huh? And to be fair, I know everybody hates on Family Guy now, but it used to have some class. It used to have a lot of class, but times change. But hey, let's not focus only on that. Let's just get into the episode. And remember, please smash that like button if you want to see more sexy and nerdy content. And subscribe, because I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers and I could use y'all help. With that out of the way, let's get into the episode.
Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic. I remember it so you don't have to. December, I should change. Question nothing. The answers would disturb you. Anyway, I'm excited because the Christmas season is back in full swing, and you know what that means. Ho, ho, ho!
Santa
Merry
Christ!
Christmas! There, Santa Christ band appears. On to the review.
Hey!
Actually, can you do old SC a favor? Damn, I knew this was more than a cameo. One of my disciple elves has always wanted to see the world.
Hi, I'm Betty!
Congrats. Follow your dreams and leave me out of it. She wants to learn how the real world operates! Dude, I make my living on the internet. The exact opposite of the real world.
But think of all the comically cute possibilities!
I guess something funny could come of this.
Good! See you in a week!
A week?
Hey, who's this?
I'm Betty, the disciple elf. Is this your TV?
Yeah.
Oh, we don't have TVs at the North Jerusalem. Is this your magic wand to turn it on?
I guess you could call it that.
Oh, it's like a flat Christmas pageant, but they talk about things other than Christmas.
I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of adorable.
Yeah, I wonder why Santa Claus was so eager to get rid of her.
The yellow sponge is talking.
Where the hell did that come from?
Wow, what is this amazing invention I see before me?
It's a pen!
Wow, we only write with the spit of blueberry fairies.
Really?
Yes, and the feather of a reindeer angel for the quill.
Maybe she just had a random spaz attack earlier.
Yay! Pens are great!
Okay, we get it.
What's going on here? Why is she acting so crazy? And what's with that laugh track?
I love that.
Well, it looks like before she was a disciple elf, she worked on Saturday Night Live.
Oh, so sometimes she's entertaining us and other times...
She's entertaining a live audience.
This is the happiest day of my life, and when I'm happy, I fart candy canes. Here you go.
Wow. I mean, that's atrocious, but it's loving, too.
Maybe we were too rough on her.
Yeah.
I hate her.
Good, you can have an emotional arc with her.
Wait, I don't want to be the one to have to look after her. Why can't you do it? Okay, I'll look after her.
What's that?
My hand.
Okay, so I'm really not shocked if somebody didn't like Elf.
Here we go.
The 2003 smash hit put both Will Ferrell and Jon Favreau on the map as unlikely
Yes,
cinematic
Jon
dramas.
Favreau.
The simple concept about an elf who's really a grown human being going to New York to find his dad sounds harmless enough, and to many it was. It won over a fair amount of adults and definitely a ton of kids, mainly from Will Ferrell's larger-than-life performance. But after years of being overplayed, overquoted, and yes, overshouted by millions of kids, the movie got on a lot of people's nerves. I remember seeing it and not really liking the movie as much as Ferrell's performance. Now looking back almost 20 years later, it's both a little better and a little worse than I remember. Bottom line, when the movie is trying to be big, a clear influence, I think it's pretty likable. When it's trying to be early 2000s SNL, it's kind of a pain. As silly as it looks, it actually is an interesting film to look over, and that's what we're gonna do today. That is, if I don't get interrupted.
What's that?
That's you.
But the kids love her. Let's take a look at Elf. Bob Newhart plays Papa Elf, and right off the bat I can say while the story is fine, I don't think the writing is that great. Newhart can literally get a laugh pretending to be on the phone. He's perfected the art of saying better than Goldblum. I know what I said! Here,
What?
I'm ready to laugh at anything funny he says, and they literally give him nothing funny to say. You wasted you, Newhart.
Another interesting elf-ism. There are only 3 jobs available to an elf.
I feel like I'm watching the geriatric porn parody, except that would get more laughs. The look of the film is pretty fun, though. It looks like they use CG only when they
I
have
think
to
it'd
in
be
this
more
opening, and the rest
terrifying.
of the time they either create sets satirizing the old Rudolph specials, or they even use stop motion. Again, they almost never say anything funny, but represent, I guess.
It's time to go to sleep.
At an orphanage, Santa, played by a sometimes terrifying Ed Asner,
Yeah, it was Ed Asner. That's who I was thinking of.
I didn't use Chips Ahoy, so I'm taking the kid. Accidentally gets a baby in his bag and brings him to the North Pole.
Santa had a decision to make. Fortunately, when it comes to babies, Santa's a pushover.
Meanwhile, the orphanage had him legally declared dead after a few years, but the opening credits are cuter shown on greeting cards than milk cartons. They named the baby Buddy as he grows up over the years through some surprisingly well-aged effects, until he eventually becomes Will Ferrell. And yeah, for most people, he's either what makes or breaks this film, and honestly, I find I like him when he's legit believable. Yes, I use the word believable. It's clear humans and elves age differently in this world. He's still in school with little kids as a grown man. So most of the movie he acts like a little kid, and when he plays that straight, it's kind of endearing.
I thought the magical reindeer made the sleigh fly.
And where do the reindeer get their magic from?
Christmas spirit. Everybody knows that.
I could easily see a little kid saying these lines that way. I'll also admit, I just find earnestness funny. And there are several times where his naive optimism wins me over.
A lot of people down south don't believe in Santa Claus.
What?
Everyone thinks the movie is nothing but him yelling, but there are plenty of moments where he acts, dare I say it, a tad subtle.
See?
With that said, there are plenty of moments where he does scream, and they usually don't work. Some do, thinking Santa is an imposter later in the movie. I buy that. This would be his reaction. But when he's told his biological father is on the naughty list, that's not how a little kid would react. That's Will Ferrell being wacky. And yeah, I'll be the first to say I'm one who's done a lot of over-the-top reactions, and I'm just gonna guess in the 15 years doing this, they haven't all worked. But the truth is, I do give credit to those who go big because there is a lot to risk. A really quiet, subtle form of comedy is dry, respectable, and usually has a hard time getting noticed. Because of this, big reactions are seen as cheap, easy laughs. I get it. But that's the thing. If a quiet joke doesn't work, you usually don't risk that much. If a loud joke doesn't work, you look like an obnoxious ass. Not to say deadpan humor can't have its risks, but loud humor? You can lose your audience just as quickly as you can have them gravitate towards you.
That's true.
So I can't just dismiss when
That's a
someone
problem
puts
I have.
all their energy into a bit. But I can say when it wins me over and when it doesn't. And yeah, don't worry, we're still gonna address those moments. Once Buddy discovers the truth, he decides he should go to New York to find his biological father. And I'll just say it, I don't understand this joke.
Bye, buddy.
Thanks, Mr. Narwhal.
Yeah, I really thought Dr. Manhattan's dick was gonna rise up and kill him. Did that scene forget a punchline? Buddy literally just walks from the North Pole to New York. Like I said, the story layout is pretty great. But I will admit, it could be a little meaner. Like this scene where he tries to hug a raccoon. Okay, he should have scratches on his face and be walking with a limp.
All right.
That's what I mean when I say the writing needs to be a bit more cynical. Or how about this scene where he gets to New York and naturally you get a montage of all the things he doesn't understand.
All over town.
To me, him laughing isn't that funny. What is funny is how is he gonna pay for that shoe shine?
Oh, yeah.
Imagine him
that's true.
saying he doesn't know what money is, or he tries to pay him with a hug or candy or something, and the guy whoops his ass or chases after him. That would have been hilarious. So many of these jokes are mistaking the setup for the payoff, and it does get distracting time to time.
I always kind of... I'm sorry. Yo, he got hit by the car. Oh, but I always thought with that shoe shining joke, I always thought that, before he walked away from him before he could ask for money and he just got lost in the city. You could totally do that if there's a hell of a lot of people passing by. Not that I'm advocating for stealing from people, but...
Yes! More of that, please! On that note, a lot of these scenes do kind of feel like dated prank videos, and okay, let's just start it. Here's a count of all the moments that scarred parents because their kids try to reenact it in real life. Don't think actual puking isn't included. I hear some of this was improvised, which, again, really shows. I do feel like he has too much SNL at him at this point, which is fine for a live show, but here... Oh, who am I kidding? This is subtle compared to what other New Yorkers do. He finally meets up with his dad, played by James Caan, and I'll admit, when I first saw it, I completely missed the comedic genius of this performance.
Oh, yeah, he's
when you're
so
young, you're
hilarious.
watching Ferrell. When you're older, you're watching Caan.
Yeah.
Remember when I was saying there's an art to subtle reactions? Well, I'll just say it. Caan masters that more than Ferrell masters loud reactions.
It is
Ferrell's
very
humor is
slim
hit and miss in this. Almost everything from Caan hits a perfect bullseye. If you were told he thought the camera wasn't rolling and this was his legit reaction to first seeing Ferrell in that costume...
All right, let's get it over with.
Wouldn't you believe it? James Caan looks like he's on his way to another set, and this goddamn Elf movie keeps screwing with him whenever he walks by. I don't even think he knows he's in a movie. It's like a Bullfinger Christmas. Look at these reactions and tell me they're not gold.
Where'd you get this picture?
Papa Elf gave it to me.
Papa Elf?
Dad?
And go ice skating and...
I always figured it was Sonny from The Godfather, but in an alternate universe, that he just decided to become a businessman. he made him an offer he couldn't refuse, and yeah, Michael was never born, and it was James like the whole time, and he became the legit businessman, and the thing went off to that cousin from Godfather 3. Yeah, I know, it's a big theory, but it works better than Godfather 3 itself.
And maybe even hold hands.
Come on, it's lovely weather. Yeah! Together.
Remember Steve Buscemi watching that landlord's dance in The Big Lebowski?
I never saw
Imagine
that.
That's a whole performance. He throws out Buddy, but he makes his way to a mall where they, of course, mistake him as an employee at Santa's Village.
Yeah, I
Again, you
always
don't
thought
need much
this was too
explaining
easy.
there. That's surprisingly organic. With that said, really, Ferrell, you don't need to try this hard.
I always thought that was a deleted scene.
That one usually comes with a trip to the ER.
Yeah.
That one too. And despite it being another Scream, I do buy he would be excited Santa's coming there.
Santa's coming to town! Santa!
Oh my God!
Yeah, okay, get 5 up there. But you do need to cut away faster, because it is almost looking like a horror film.
Why are you smiling like that?
I just like to smile. Smiling's my favorite.
Can I kiss you?
Oh!
Which Zoe
Why?
Deschanel's nightmare eyes are in this too.
Seriously.
Are you enjoying the view?
Oh my god, she should have been the scary thing in the happening. In fact, you're sure these genres weren't switched?
I'm just trying to get through the holidays.
This is Jovi, and she has the holiday blues, but Buddy tells her all she needs to do is sing to lift her spirits.
I'm singing! I'm in a store and I'm singing!
Being a parent in a world with this movie is hard. Buddy does get a chance to hear her sing as she showers in the ladies' room.
What's in this drink?
Well, I can't enjoy this problematic scene. Oh, not because there's a man watching a woman shower, that's fine. But because she's singing Baby It's Cold Outside. Enjoy voting for Trump, movie! On that note, again, this is totally a horror film.
The neighbors might say, what's in this drink?
You sure I didn't put on this elf? But it's cool. She forgives him ridiculously fast.
You sure it had nothing to do with the fact that I was naked in the shower?
I didn't know you were naked.
We elves all shower together, regardless of sex. In warm milk. It's kind of a cult. Well, anyway.
You built this? They're kind of pissed about this.
Really?
No. Let's go back to the shower thing, because, okay, on the one hand, I'm glad they don't waste too much screen time on this. It might have gotten a little boring, but on the other hand, he was watching her shower! She got past this way too quick! Santa
really
apparently arrives, but he doesn't put together it's all an act for the kids and gets angry at the imposter. Again, I think this scene works because it's believable and, yeah, a little mean.
How can you live with yourself?
Just cool it, Zippy.
You sit on a throne of lies.
Yeah, but that one's pretty funny. I'll let it slide.
He's an imposter!
I also dig how these kids are horrified but then start cheering when it gets violent. Again, they can see real comedy too.
That's Santa Claus! That's He's not Santa!
Are you sure? Because strangely, the best Santa Clauses are violent. But his dad bails him out of prison. Yeah, they cut the scene where he encounters a male prostitute wearing the same outfit. And upon research, he realizes he might be the son he never knew he had.
Okay.
Hi, I'm the script doctor, but I think the way things are going, I'll be the director by the end of this.
Can I listen to your necklace?
No, you can't. Can you just sit still?
Why is there a skeleton
I
on the
don't
wall?
know what. Walter,
If I
could you
squint, it looks like
please?
a pirate
Could you
flag.
please?
This is like a Rankin Bass version of Rain Man. Fun fact, Khan apparently turned his head away from the camera because he was laughing so hard here. Again, I feel like this film is doing something right.
Oh.
Camera because he was laughing
That's
so
funny.
hard here.
Hey,
Again,
look
I
at
feel like this
that.
film is doing something right.
It's a boy.
When the blood test shows he is in fact his son, he takes him in to live with his family. Led by Mary Steenburgen, again desperately trying to elevate the afterthought role she was given.
You like sugar, huh?
We elves try to stick to the 4 main food groups. Candy, candy canes, candy corns, and syrup.
I think the poster would look more like this if that was true.
Are you crazy? He cannot stay here.
Walter, he's your son.
We don't even have enough money to put soda in our glasses. Just put it on there. After leaving the Zool building, no, really, that's the Zool building. Man, this could have been a different movie. Buddy hangs out with Michael, but is attacked by bullies with snowballs.
That is.
Jesus, there wasn't this much flying weaponry in Black Hawk Down!
I was about to say Saving Private
They
Ryan.
used all the good effects in the opening because... Don't worry, Favreau will get much better effects in the future, and all it'll cost him is a good movie.
It's true. Doink.
Copyright expired.
His dad takes him to work, where we encounter Amy Sedaris, Kyle Gass, and Andy Richter. None of them allowed to be funny, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't like just seeing them.
My 2 top writers. You came in here pitching me the idea of hiring another writer. Yeah.
Also, I'm trying to become a thing. Please help me become a thing! He gets the mailroom dancing to Whoomp There It Is because we're 1993, but again, it's worth it for Khan's underreaction. It cut away before he stormed off set. Admit it, every scene looks like that's about to happen. But he finally works up the nerve to ask Jovi out. And I guess their chemistry is pretty weak because I didn't even remember them going out in this.
I remembered it.
Joey credit, she is trying hard to make all these scenes that would turn every woman away look charming and delightful.
The trick is to not get your arm caught in the door. Okay, when you feel comfortable.
She's thinking, okay, in the final version, they are gonna CG him out with an alien, right? The next day,
what?
a big-time writer named Miles Finch.
This aged well. Mr. Dinklage here. Actually, I kind of love Tyrion kicking the shit out of an elf. Sue me, I'm a simple man.
Played by Peter Dinklage. Tries to help Buddy's father with his dwindling business, and I won't lie, I had a ton of jokes ready about why this scene wouldn't age well.
I didn't know
funny.
he had elves working
This is
here.
hilarious.
But
It's
it
funny.
actually held up better than I thought.
Yeah.
It works because there's two polar opposite mindsets fighting each other, and both are funny. You got Farrell earnestly thinking he's met someone from home and being really, really kind, and Dinklage thinking he's mocking him and honestly acting like a saint for the early moments.
You're hilarious, my friend.
Does Santa know that you left the workshop?
You know, we're all laughing our heads off.
Then you got Dinklage snapping and going after him, and Farrell completely confused about why this is happening. Why is his friend from home ripping him to shreds for his compliments? Add Khan's performance, who has more layers in his reactions than creases on his forehead, and you get a pretty hilarious moment.
Yeah.
He thinks he's an elf.
This is
Yeah,
great.
that'll fix it up. Sometimes this movie just works. Maybe the writing in this is better than I thought.
Yes!
It's not like they used the three laziest words in plot exposition.
As you know, we need a big launch fast.
Back in the shit pile.
Dad.
See, that's what I'm saying. He keeps saying that the term "as you know" is only in bad movies, and honestly, they're in actually a decent amount of good movies too. Yeah. And it's not a rule just because you made it, Doug.
Buddy ran away.
Thank God. Thank God.
If you want to keep your job, Hobbs, you will pitch me this book right now.
We get that lame, your family or your job scene.
Hobbs, you walk out of here and you're finished at Greenway. You're finished.
Or may I forever be a guy in a suit behind a desk for every movie I'm in. And they search for Buddy.
Okay, yeah, he was also in Godzilla, and yeah. I swear, him and Wayne Newton, or whatever the hell his name is, from Jurassic Park, I always get them confused.
Don't do it, George. You have a wonderful life. That's Buddy Clarence. Oh, screw it. He can jump. Randomly runs into Santa, whose sleigh is running low on magic because not enough people are believing.
Will you fix it for me, buddy?
I'll try.
Okay, so I am impressed how quickly this film went by. Like, when we got to this point, I was kind of shocked we were here already. But on that note, this climax kind of drags.
Really?
They're stuck in a visually dull area where either just looking at people looking at a sled, or looking at people looking at people looking at a sled, or looking at people looking at people looking at people looking at a sled. Why is this exciting?
I know you may be a little chemically imbalanced, but you've been right about a lot of things.
That's a look Will Ferrell gives after being called chemically imbalanced a lot. Oh, and we randomly have villains all of a sudden.
Only the Central Park Rangers now remain in the park.
Central Park Ranger.
These forces are highly trained, but rarely see action. Some accuse them of being too gung-ho when called into duty.
Did Favreau think this was his first Marvel movie? I wish Mickey Rourke was this threatening in Iron Man 2. Quick, man, throw your flaming pumpkins at him.
Buddy, he's in the park with Santa. The sleigh won't fly because there's no Christmas spirit.
There's no Christmas spirit because people are terrified of Zoe's death glare. Your eyes are like Cyclops. Keep them closed. Keep them closed.
It's the real Santa. He needs our help.
Hey, Michael,
This
are you
this
okay?
guy's acting is...
Zoe, you can tell us you thought this movie was gonna bomb, didn't you? That's why you're phoning in this third act.
Best way to spread Christmas cheer is singing loud for all to.
Okay, yeah, I guess I haven't watched this movie in a while because, man, this is what I was talking about. Her bad acting is everywhere.
You better watch out. You better not cry. You better not.
My God, such a booming voice of indifference would silence any New York street corner on Christmas Eve.
Seriously.
She gets everybody singing, and the news records it because They don't report the news anymore. They just kind of leave the camera on and hope something happens. It's not that far-fetched. But Buddy's dad's refusal to sing is the only thing stopping the sleigh from taking flight. Because Elf, I don't know.
All right.
Santa Claus is coming to town.
Yeah, one deconpitation later. Guess somebody asked for the Polar Express soundtrack this Christmas.
And yeah, what?
I knew Deschanel was a CG puppet in all this. Santa delivers a Merry Christmas, Buddy's dad writes a children's book that becomes a slightly less annoying Broadway musical, and our two main characters' complete lack of chemistry gives birth to a baby girl. Oh, I was in this. I don't know, I wasn't funny, bye. And that was Elf. I get why a lot of people don't like it. There's a lot of things I don't like about it. But it works just enough for me.
It's a good movie.
Yes, the writing could be a lot funnier, and it has its fair share of awkward moments. But the performances of Farrell and Khan do eventually pull it through. When Farrell seems sincere, it really works. And when he reaches too far for a joke, Khan is there to pull it back to where it gets a laugh again. Make no mistake, if I had to watch it over and over year after year, it'd probably get on my nerves too. But as a once-in-a-while flick, I think it's serviceable enough.
That's probably why.
It's not one of my personal favorites, but I remember having a good enough time where I say, I'm not gonna watch this every year, but maybe every 5 years. 10, every 10 years. Yeah, that sounds good. Speaking of which, how's our disciple Elf doing?
I now pronounce you disciple and wife.
What the hell did I miss?
Hey, Critic, this is Zoe. I met her today, and now we're married.
Hello.
You did all that in the past 20 minutes.
It was love at first sight. She screamed. She stalked me in the shower. She screamed. She ran around in circles. She screamed. It was magic.
And Malcolm, are you licensed to marry anyone?
No, but they didn't seem to care.
Come, darling. Let me sing okayish while you howl at the top of your lungs.
You have ears.
She's so romantic.
What, they can beam away?
I don't know.
Who cares? Yeah. I agree with him 100%. Not every 10 years. I'll watch that every once in a while. But yeah, I always like that movie. It's a good movie. Sue me. I had no idea people hated it so much. But I don't know. Doug, we talk to like different people. I don't think I've ever heard of anybody who hates the movie. But whatever. Anyway, I know one person. I know little Karibo, because every single time he's like, always talking about it in his ninjutsu thing. Oh my god, I gotta watch that again. But hey, I like this the movie. I probably will watch it this year. Maybe I'll do a reaction with someone who's never seen it before. But with that being said, please smash that like button if you want to see more sexy yet nerdy content, and subscribe if you think I deserve it. And I'll see y'all in the next video.